I chopped him, got missing teeth here, man. I'm a fan. Maybe fan. Oh, shouldn't be talking on camera today. Well, no one's watching, so far it's just me and me. So I'll fucking do what the fuck I want. Hey, la. Like a little bit tipsy because across the border, you see, and the old marriage your mama isn't technically legal in Laos. Well, it isn't. It's a big grey area because they grow a lot of CBD there. So it's technically the same breed of plant, this cannabis plant. So to say it's not available in Laos is technically not. It's the same species, like I say. Still cannabis plant, and trust me, being the connoisseur that I am, yeah, I think I know what I'm talking about. You see, some of these young YouTubers, they haven't experienced, they haven't been anywhere to really experience what you can get in places outside of the major cities. And then also what comes with that is the major cost difference. Oh, I met some dodgy geezers in Savannah, Kit. Up to no good. Oh, no. I don't know. Maybe one was delusional, or maybe not. I don't know. I didn't really get to know them. There was a little bit of a, I don't know, confusion over the pain of the bill at the end of the night. As far as I was aware, there was two people in the group. You know, two British people. Welcome, crap.
60 บาท
One sec. Oh, no, Kit. It's £1. So, okay, £1. Oh, no. 20. What do I put the... Oh, maybe I did put it in there with that. No, that's all Kit. I didn't put it in the middle there. No, Kit. No, Kit. I think I got nothing in coins. Maybe. That's okay. Sorry, folks. Like a $1,000 on there somewhere. Beer. Did I give you the £1 for beer? No?
อะไรนะครับ
I should have £1,000 somewhere. Ah, yeah. Good. Have a night. That's all.
แล้วคาเบียร์
No, it's okay. Have a night.
เอาน้ำแข็งเพิ่มไหม
Oh, it's time. Okay, in there. Okay, go grab. I did have £1,000 in my pocket after all. Only had What? Yusuf Samsonite Sam. That wasn't enough. And some more money. Did you know that you in Laos you don't have coins in Laos? Yeah, Laos only has paper money. Yeah. Certain parts will take dollars. Normally more towards the borders and obviously the city. For some reason, well, let's not go from my club.
เหลือค่าเบียร์ที่ยังไม่ได้จ่าย
That's okay, man. This one okay. Go from my club. I think I'm just the one tonight. I already paid for the other one with the money that I had left over from 7-Eleven. Oh yeah, and my noodles as well. So, anyway, I'll just have Cap Kung delivered. I thought it was just a noodle shop. See, you never know. You have to ask. That's the thing. You have to ask. And I think, overnight, hopefully, maybe. Let's see if I get my should get a little saucer of soy sauce, fish sauce, and chili. Really to complement this meal, as it should be. She hasn't brought me any, but maybe she'll bring that with the change. I don't know. We'll soon see. Alain. I'm eating for the first time on live. Kapak kung. What I don't have so far is any chili. Well, I don't know. So I might get some chili.
940 บาทค่ะ
ขอบคุณ
ขอบ
ครับ
คุณค่ะ
อร่อยมากพี่ไม่มีพริกไม่เผ็ดก็นิดหน่อยพริกขอบคุณครับ I probably butchered. I don't know if I can get what I desire by using the language I try to use. Thai language, Laos language, Isan language, Cambodian language. A little bit same, but not so different. Apparently, I don't know. Well, at least that's the answer I got from some tour guides, some Cambodian tour guides when I asked them. I know Laos and Isan and Thailand similar, but not always. But apparently, Cambodia isn't so similar to the rest. I don't know. I didn't really speak to that many people when I was in Cambodia, and those that I did, generally speaking, was speaking in wanting to speak in English, and that's obviously why a lot of the people that you get into conversations with want to practice and learn more about your language, wherever it is you come from. %, good toy. Luckily the camera was on me, not on them. Them, he, she, they, them. Cook my crab. Complimentary is as it's like a side dish. You can add or not, it's up to you. See, that's the standard. Maybe not as many. Maybe more julienne. Up to you, up to them. Depends on how good your knife skills are. I'm dyspraxic, so I have hand-eye coordination issues, which is why I haven't been able to learn to play any instruments. Anyway, and that's for space. I like the fish sauce and the soy sauce. Oh, that's a big bit. It's the seed that's the heat, not the actual skin of the chili. Where is it? There it is. There's a big end bit. Guaranteed I'll have shed loads of these seeds in it. So I fish that one bit out. It's actually in a fish sauce, a fish dish. It's like they could read my mind. So yeah, I'm really thinking about getting my gong on tomorrow. Maybe go and brassic over it, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe I'll break the internet. Then end up being more popular than Mr. Beast and all of his money and his wealth and his influence and his power. I don't know the guy personally, so I can't say too much about him. At least they chop the heads off. Sometimes you get, when you order shrimp, prawns, whatever you want to call them, you get them with heads on. For Asian people, that's not out of the ordinary thing. At the end of the day, restaurants around the world present food in different ways. With the prawn and a lot of these 5-star places, they take all the exoskeleton off, and then obviously take out the shit stuff, the poo bit. Anyway, I'm so shaky when I was eating my noodles earlier in 7-Eleven. I was so happy after crossing the border. My hands were trembling. Well, probably lack of sugar, to be fair. I hadn't had any breakfast. Pardon me for talking with my mouth full. Sorry, I have to move the camera. You see, I wear glasses and I steamed up a little bit. Thank you. Yeah, crossing the border today. Obviously budgeted for the expense of the delay, missing the temporary export and all that caper. I was expecting a rather large fine. So I've got all this kit money in my pocket, which is okay. I'll use it next time I go back. Maybe I should check the money in my change. I'm so trusting, I just normally just have a little scan as it comes to me and then wax it in my pocket. Well, I'll put it in my, I did put it in my wallet. I was going to say.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good with the colours. Yeah, spot on. As I knew it would be. You didn't see any alloys. I could instantly tell it was over 500 baht coming back. So that's why I didn't kind of count it in front of it. But I am trusting in that way. I don't know. That's the one thing you need to be switched on about. If you're colourblind, going to Laos, I would advise maybe not. Because some of the colours are so similar, and if you're so rich and you literally just don't know anything about anything because you're a bit simple, and maybe you don't even know you're colourblind. Oh my god! I literally think I've broken the internet. You see all these people, these Westerners with all this money, they throw it around as if it's like nothing. Maybe they're colourblind, they can't tell the difference. They know nothing about the kit or anything, and what they're used to is converting everything into either dollars or the Thai baht, and they don't know how to actually mathematically work it out in their heads. It's actually really quite simple. It's not difficult to learn how to use the Laotian kit, or REC as it is shown on the stock market or whatever, money markets. But as far as I'm aware, it's called REC. Right, kit, rather. I'm lazy, I suppose, to some extent. Are you lazy? How giggy are you? Up to you how giggy you want to be, you know? You've got to put into life what you expect to get out of life. And learn to be happy in your own skin and be who you are. And don't worry about other people's opinions so much. Because like arseholes, everybody's got one. There's a French lady, I believe, in the bank in Laos when I I won't say I certainly wasn't shouting, but I raised my voice when men went point very clear. The problem with the ATM transaction I was trying to have wasn't any point me contacting my own bank. It was all to do with their ATM machine and nothing else. So why would I need to contact my bank? It's nonsensical. The point being, this French lady started sticking her nose into my business. Would you mind, lowering your voice? Well, for starters, it's like you're in an open space, so obviously the sound is going to reverberate around the room anyway. And sometimes you have to maybe make your pronunciation and your volume to the point that maybe they can understand better. Being all shy and coy about, I'm a fluent English speaking person, so obviously I don't have any problem conversing with people that I know pretty much instantly have some grasp on what I'm saying to them. My intuition, I would say, is top notch. Your survival instincts, your awareness, whatever you want to call it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll introduce an AI element to my live streams where people that actually comment, I can actually then hear back, because I don't believe That's a feature, is it? Or is it? Let me press this microphone. How are you? How you doing? Ha. Up to ha. Harpoon. Hi, ha, friends. Yeah. My 5 viewers. Kop makrap. Somebody make it up. I can guarantee it's Laotian or Thai people. I can't clean my glasses. Maybe I might be able to read the comment there. The thing is, if I read the comment, I'll have to do a screenshot and then do Google Translate it. So I can only really read English, and so far nothing's anything there that's making any sense in English. SOS is like a Mayday, Mayday. Hello, hello, somebody, mate. What's your name? Ayao Kao. Kiao. Ayao Kiao. How are you? Ayao Kiao. Somebody make it up. I'm assuming you would be understanding, or maybe not. Only time will tell. That's the thing with these lives. I'm quite amazed actually, because when I look at them on my phone, the picture quality is appalling. Not astounding. The total opposite. No, it's the actual. It's all pixelated, slow, and all kind of messed up. So yeah, I don't really understand that aspect of why when I watch my lives back, even though to me watching this back with the camera facing forward, it looks fine. But when I watch these live videos back after they've been recorded and gone live, and then when I watch them back on YouTube, the quality is very poor, and I just don't understand that. That's why I've stayed away from doing the lives. Obviously, people say it's to do with your internet connection, blah 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 blah. But I've tried it. Yeah, no, probably not enough actually to know exactly if it's the Wi-Fi, or because I've obviously got SIM cards for places as well, so shouldn't be so much of a SIM card thing. And like I say, I'll connect to Wi-Fi's as well, which you think would improve the quality enough to keep up with that aspect of keeping things. And also, regardless to all of that, being that I've got a shit phone or anything like that, YouTube AI should clean the video up and make it as polished as they possibly can. Otherwise, they'll be losing me to a different platform altogether. The fight between TikTok and YouTube, I don't know, and Instagram and Facebook and all that, it's enough to drive you crazy. There's too many. And I don't have people working for me to do all that kind of stuff for me. So anyway, this is, me live being me. Across the Thai Laos border into Ubon Ratchathani. Apparently a war zone. Is it a war zone? Why are you SOSing? Are you in a war zone, brother? What's your Mayday for? The last comment. Somebody crap. Yeah. Ultimately, the media and some YouTubers would want you to believe that the region that I'm currently in and heading towards, I don't know actually how bad the media is, in the rest of the world, but certainly here to some extent, the war propaganda, the war machine as it is in the world, the thing that makes money flow basically, which is war and death and destruction, has to kind of continue somewhere somehow, it seems, because that's how money flows. Yeah, all these countries spend money on their military, building up military power, training the soldiers and this, that and the other. They have to use it at some point, otherwise there'd be no need to have it. I mean, the the people of Singapore got their heads screwed on. So so it's just a little bit. I can understand why Singapore is kind of thinking, no, we need to think more about arming ourselves or defending ourselves rather than the total peaceful place that it is known for. Noisy on motorbikes. I don't think the louder they are, they go any quicker. They're just, especially those little 125s, you can whack on any exhaust you want. They ain't really going to make it much of a difference. So anyhow, what was I saying? Until I was really interrupted by the damn motorbike. I have to smoke off camera. I do apologise. Cigarette. I have got a ganja. You can obviously the marijuana, the ganja, the Mary Jane, the bud, the weed, the flower. It's illegal here in Thailand. I do believe it's now at the point that you should need a prescription of some sort, a doctor's prescription or some sort of medical note, which is what I said from literally the day that I landed. Is like, you're supposed to be kind of going the same way as in legalization, but you're not at least using the model that America's using, and profiting from it, by at least getting the money through the medical system to generate prescriptions and such forth. That's why it was such a massive open market and a free for all to start with. Crap. Yeah, well, like I say, I don't really know if it's the same sort of free for all. I try and stay out of the main touristy areas, because you can guarantee you'll be paying top dollar anyway. It infuriates me to the extent that the Southeast Asian tropical weather and soil is kind of perfect to grow the herb, and that's probably why a lot of these tariffs talk and Trump is, behind the scenes, it's probably not so much like war geopolitics. It's probably geopolitics of the cannabis world. When it comes down to it, it's a herb, it's a commodity, it's a product. It's more acceptable than poppies and heroin. So of course it's big trade. And Southeast Asia entering into the geopolitical agricultural scene of the herb, then it's no wonder things are land disputes are happening. For all you know, that might be the most fertile land in the whole planet. Who knows? Maybe the best seeds of cannabis going back to Buddhist history came from that province, that area. I'm not just theorizing on that aspect of things. I've got absolutely no idea of Buddhist culture, Buddhist religion, or what herbs and plants have to do with, and the origins of such plants. We can guarantee cannabis has a part in the Buddhist religion. Which is no wonder why Thailand was the first country to legalize it. They grow a lot of CBD in Laos. It's still the same plant, still a cannabis plant. It's just from a different part of the plant. Yeah, well, sorry, not a different part of the plant. It just produces different molecules. Technically, not the one you get high from. And that's kind of what Thailand had years ago. They had loads of CBD type cannabis. It's only now that the introduction of the molecules and understanding how the cannabis plant grows and what you need to understand and study when the plant's at its maximum point to actually propagate it, not harvest it rather, not propagate it. That's the thing with cannabis. It's one of the most easiest plants on the planet to propagate, as are vines and things like that. They're like grapevines and things like that. They just want to grow. They want, they've got that instinct in them that just to carry on and propagate. As long as you treat them right and put them in the right soil conditions and look after them, cannabis plant, really, you can't help but propagate from and make more and more and more and more and more genetics and, babies and all that. But don't pay too much, mind to these different names that you see, especially in places like Bangkok and Pattaya and such like. Pay no attention to the name of the cannabis. Just smell it, look at it, inspect it. I've seen some of the most expensive shops in Bangkok with the worst quality weed ever. Smelled good, but when you actually look at it properly under the jeweler's loop, it's full of seed. It's already gone past the point. It's if it's produced seed, it's already gone past its prime, I believe. Let's say past its peak. It hasn't, but it has, I suppose. It depends on obviously how you then process what your product at the end of it, I suppose, isn't it? Because the seed might be more valuable than the actual flower itself, or the pressing of it, cold press, and all that oils. And that's what a lot of the Laotian. But then saying that, I didn't see much in the way. Thailand, obviously, with having it been legalised, there's a hell of a lot more here in Thailand. You see it around. Certain provinces have it more than others. Like down towards the coast, it's more of the durian that's grown. But up here in Nissan and also up towards the north, so Nong Khai, Sukhonakon, and that sort of area, going up to Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai and Pai and all them places where it's a bit cooler. But then obviously where it's cooler, you got to be careful of it then, the fog and all that kind of stuff. You get layers of fog every morning, you better hope that then you get good sunshine to get rid of lots and lots of mildew, because if you have that happen, you're screwed. Weather and insects is obviously the main thing, which is obviously why a lot of people try and cultivate inside. And then obviously they then put a premium on that. It's like any plant, it's designed to naturally to grow outside. It doesn't matter how you mess with its genetics. The only reason people grow inside, under artificial light and artificial this, that and the other, is the simple fact it's the control of the environment. That's all. But a plant itself should be able to cope outside, in its natural environment. That's just genetics, Obviously, you won't want to buy if you on the market for buying said seeds, you won't want to be buying a strain that's been grown in the Himalayas, where it's would never really have to experience the extremes of the heat, or from Russia, like Russian blue. This Russian Afghan blue, I think, or whatever it's called. That weed that you see the leaf also. The bud. You got the bud, you got the flower, but you can still have the leaf there. It's all like a bluish tone. That stuff will blow your head off. That's rocket fall. That's you go into the sky when you're getting purples and blues in your weed. That for sure. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But you still need your jeweler's loop to be 100% sure when it's at its, at the point of right now it can be chopped down. Yeah, you can, if you've maybe done that 1,000 times with a jeweler's loop, maybe your eyes become adjusted and you just know. don't rely so much on what the packet of the seed tells you that the flowering time is, and say, oh right, yeah, I noticed the first flowers on this, and so I counted from that point on the 8 weeks or the 10 weeks or the 12 weeks and so on and so forth. You know, use a jeweler's loop and it will tell you by just looking at the flower itself and how milky or clear it is. Obviously, people in the future will just use the camera on their phone and zoom in, and it will just tell them, I'm assuming. Especially with the old AI. Because obviously the AI will work on the fact that somebody out there, you can guarantee whatever you put out on the internet, they've done almost exactly the same thing, but probably in their own language. So therefore, nothing really that you put out there is that unique. You know, you pretty much guarantee someone else has had the same thought. Well, I don't know what your thoughts are on this 42-minute long live. I say I'm more interested at this point just to see how good the quality is when I watch it back again, because it's, like I say, so many of these live videos, which is why I've neglected to do any before, but the numbers seem to be pretty good on them, you see, which is why I kind of thought, well, why not just make another live tonight. I haven't had much in the way of communication back and forth. I've had a few people pop in and say hello. But obviously the point is that these lives then record as a video, you know, another format. So rather than it being a short or an upload, this is me live. Hi, Mike. Samsonite Mike, thanks for popping by. Greenie on tour. I don't know which handle or which name to use, to be fair. And I don't self-promote all that much myself. So, you know, I've given my YouTube channel out to a few people, only because they've asked. Or mentioned it. Are you a YouTuber? Or obviously got to meet somebody and have a conversation. So yeah, I've done a small fraction of self-promotion, but not too much. Just the intimacy chat, a little bit. But the humidity right now has risen massively. I am starting to sweat. I know, I do apologise, I cannot help it. It's my European bloodline. I'm a sweaty Betty. Yeah, I probably stink. Probably men back. Yeah, I will app nap soon and get my head down. Maybe indulge in more of the marriage of mama. I didn't marry your mama. Marriage of mama, weed, cannabis, flower, bird, get, whatever you want to call it. Just take those off. I don't know why I wear them when I'm doing lives. I don't really need to, do I? I don't need to see myself that clearly, looking back at myself. So I could take them off. Am I better looking than without my glasses? Am I talking to myself and then put them back on? Oh, PSO. Sorry, I am talking to myself. Well, in that case, if I'm just rambling to myself, so at this point, I'll end the live, because if no one's watching, there's no point. No, the point is, because it records it, even no matter how bad the quality seems when I watch them back, the number of people does seem to grow rather quickly, and I'm getting quite good viewerships of the videos afterwards. So that's the point of staying on the live, isn't it? I suppose the longer the people watch, the more minutes you get in. The more minutes you get in, the more views you get. And the more views you get, the more money can make. It's all about the money, money, money. Well, I haven't got that much of it, so I have to be cautious. You know, I'm not one of these guys that can swan around out in Southeast Asia. You know, living the high life, staying in 5-star accommodation. You know, I'm definitely on the lower end of the spectrum of societal life within Thailand society. My motorbike, to some, would suggest that I have some element of money, but it just looks expensive. It's not an expensive; it was a second-hand purchase for starters. It wasn't bought brand new. I'll just try to make it look nicer and drive better. Improve its ride height so it doesn't look so low to the ground. Improve the suspension on the back. Put the racks on it, the pannier racks and all that kind of stuff. But, the motorbike might suggest that I have some element of wealth, but that doesn't seem to matter so much out here. If you have money or not, you get treated the same. Obviously, in the West, that's not people pander to money and influence and whatever other threat or I don't know, envy they may have. I don't really envy anybody in the world. Some would say, I would be a liar in saying that, that I live without envy of others. But I've learnt by closely working with people with immense money, maybe not necessarily power at their age and their mental state by the time I got to know them in their later years, but families of extreme wealth anyway. And just knowing in my heart that it doesn't really matter how much money and wealth that your family has and creates. How you go through life, who you are as a person. How you interact with others. I mean, that will probably be the point with what I said earlier about the French lady. She thought because of my tone of voice was maybe a little bit too raised that I was, going to escalate to another level. But I was more, to be honest with you, I was more annoyed by the fact that she felt the need that she needed to stick her nose into my business. Oh yeah, that was, a little bit annoying to some extent. But what can you do? I understand Jayen, so it's not like I'm going to lose the plot altogether and spit the dummy out. I know that wouldn't serve any purpose whatsoever. Even though I have had more dealings with the police service within Southeast Asia than I ever had in England, be it the blowing 63% over the limit when the limit's 50 in Thailand, resulting in 2 days in jail. But I only then paid 2,000. Well, no, I had to pay to get the motorbike back as well. So I think altogether it was it 3,500. I think altogether. And but it's on a tariff system like it is in any country. The more you blow, the bigger the fine. Yeah, and that doesn't change, no matter what the colour of your skin or where you're from. The lawyers is the lawyers. Don't commit the crime if you can't do the time. Plain and simple as. Which is why I didn't get involved with these guys that I met in Savannah. Yeah. I got no desire to be put myself in a position where I'm reliant on other people to kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but I wouldn't want to literally just put myself in that position. You know, the import-export business is, you know, neither here or there. I'm not in a position, nor would I want to be helping others to be bringing in the marijuana over the border, you know, the herbs from Thailand into Laos, thinking that, you know, it's an easier route into the rest of the world. You know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. I've got no interest in finding out. You know, the amounts that you'd need to shift would be, you know, have to be quite bulky, and I'm certainly not prepared to be carrying around large amounts of herbs from one country to the other to benefit somebody else who's then probably taking literally no risk themselves other than financial. And it can guarantee, you know, those types of people, they're only willing to gamble and lose what they can afford. So if they lose shipments and this, that and the other, yeah, well, you know, that's the gangster life. Yeah, I'm happy to carry on making my YouTube videos and visiting temples, playing the gongs, hongs and the chongs, rubbing one off. Yeah, rubbing one off sometime. Yeah, because I'm kunyo, so I have to gain sometime. Otherwise I get bumblebee. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, which is nearly an hour long, thank you. Krab. Thank you very much. Konnichiwa. No. Sayonara. No. I can't think of the Spanish and the French. I'm too drunk. No, bonjour. No. Merci. No, I don't really speak many languages, but I have kind of learned enough to get by. Bye. Okay, bye-bye.